even like when we were backstage, like I'd catch somebody like trying to steam all of the shirts, and I'd be like, they're creased, it's a fucking white shirt, like who you know that irons their shirt? Like, it's not the type of person, like, get over it.
We are about to meet our first girl from Zinc the Pink. She's an amazing DJ, an amazing performer. Please welcome Milk Shandy. How are you, darling? You look sensational. What's your signature key piece? Like, what is something you always have to do?
I really love a glove.
Yeah.
And as you can see, I'm currently wearing an incredible glove that was made by well, these were actually made by my amazing friend Ella Lynch, who's an incredible designer. These were a birthday present. She's a superstar. But, yeah, so I always love a glove moment. I think also like moments of volume.
Yeah.
I love like a big puffy sleeve or like a huge collar or...
Well, again, I think that comes into the DJ aspect as well, doesn't it? Because that all has to be above ground.
Yeah, I guess so.
How has creativity been for you in lockdown?
I think I've gone through like several waves of creativity, and I've just we've been sort of locked down to some degree for so long now. At first I was like feeling like I constantly needed to be doing something or making something or like using my time, and I think I've like learned that it's really important to sort of be gentle with yourself. If you're not feeling creative or if you're not feeling inspired, that's okay. I mean, it's very difficult to find inspiration when you're literally like stuck in the four walls of your home for the majority of the time. This is actually the first time I've done drag for months now.
Is it? Well, actually, yeah. And I think in this time, I think the most key thing is to ensure that you do find a glimmer of happiness, and that's the only thing we can. But no matter how that takes its form, it might be making a toasty and pouring a glass of wine, or like, you know what I mean? The next thing that brings me on to meeting the mentor that's going to help me in guiding me to make a look for you, my darling. Louise Gray is an incredible fashion designer, an incredible lecturer at Central St. Martin's. She has designed looks for Barbie, if you don't mind, designed a car for Vauxhall, and worked with Peter Jensen, and now is an incredible lecturer at Central St. Martin's. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody, please give a big round of applause for Louise Gray!
Like magic.
How are you?
I miss everyone so much. It's so hard.
It's really been tough, hasn't it, love?
Myth being like swatted on and somebody like licking my face.
I know! It's going to be hard, right? Like going into a club and people's like sweat flinging across each other, and I was like, no. It's gonna be very easy. I was like, do you remember when you were a kid and you used to put down a piece of, well, this is me speaking, put down a piece of plastic and some like fairy liquid and soap and slide on it? This is what we used to do in the countryside. This is what we used to do at our spare time in the countryside, is slide down pieces of plastic and fairy liquid. I was like, that's what I want. I want full liquidation. When you first done your first collection, what was your like rose and thorn?
I mean, I look back on those times with like very rose-tinted dyes. I'm like, wow, that was amazing. But it was really hard at the time to try and do that. And there wasn't the internet, there wasn't anything like that. So if somebody wanted to come and see what you were doing, they had to physically go to the show. Yeah. So then you sort of get used to this idea that you're going to go and do a show, and it's kind of scary because you feel like it's so revealing. Like everything that's been in my head for the last 6 months, I'm just about to go and show it to all these fucking people. Yeah. And then they're going to tell me in a minute, like in about 10 minutes, like how they feel about all of it. I'm going to, it's like you have to really prepare yourself to be backstage. That energy was always a lot for me.
I mean, and I feel like, your work to me was always it's very you, like it's very personal, Do you remember the first time we sort of met? It was in the Georgian Dragon, in that cesspit of the Georgian Dragon, which for the kids out there, the Georgian Dragon was the epicenter of fashion, drag, culture, of everything. Yeah. Shout out to Liliana and Richard. It was the epicenter of East London. So I have designed some looks for Milk Shandy. I mean, we both know Milk Shandy quite well. And as an amazing DJ, I wanted to just make sure the designs were like uppercase, because obviously behind a DJ booth, you're not, So I wanted the focus to be above the waist and
Okay.
upper class. So everything is like shoulder, and my inspiration has been Bubble from Ab Fab, obviously, because I feel like that is, I mean, it's somebody I aspire to be. I mean, yeah, I've got some spray paint on this. So I'll just, that one's really hidden, but sorry about that. Going from left to right. So this one is sort of like 60s with like very, I can use the word clown collar, but like very stiff fabric, and making sure that the cuffs would be all net. So kind of like, maybe like mini tutu sort of. The second from left is very Acorn Antiques via Bubble. It's like a little apron, but making sure that the lapels and the floof, I want to say floof, the floof around the arms, like that it's very exaggerated. So it's almost like an apron over a shift dress. And then third from left, this one is very like flamenco. This would be, it would not be in tulle, it would be very different, all pink fabrics. So there might be a bit of tartan, there might be a spotted fabric, there might be net. It's very, as we say, mash up in the DJ world. And then last but not least, fourth to the left, this would be gingham. So gingham in a shift dress, but like opposite ends, so very 60s. And then the sleeves would be net, but very, very exaggerated, huge dynasty. But then like maybe a velvet or grosgrain bow just to tie it in so that you still get the silhouette of the arm with then also a headpiece that would be probably made out of pipe cleaners. I found a mass load of pipe cleaners in my house, and I have no idea. It must have been like whenever I tried to make puppets or something. But for that puppet show that I've never done. I've designed 4. You've got to choose one.
So you want to get to the point where you're choosing one?
Yes, I want to get to the point where we're choosing one. Is there anyone that really speaks to you so far?
Aside from the splodge of spray paint.
Well, that is you. That's me.
Oh, that's me. Okay, cool. The one on the right with the voluminous shoulder.
The very end one, this one. Do you know how much I love you? I've not got nails on and I'm pointing.
Yeah, I really love the idea of like ginghams of different sizes and the velvet. That all sounds really interesting to me.
And Louise, what I wanted to do with this project as well is that I wanted to use unconventional fabrics, stuff that people from home could also use. What actually the fabrics are in this one would be like picnic table blankets or picnic table covers. So like, you know, like a gingham picnic table cover. Niche. Are there any other ones, Louise, do you think that like would?
Well, just thinking when you were describing them and then you're just going through them, I was like trying to envisage Milk Shandy in them.
Right.
And I can sort of imagine. So I was like 60s. I can imagine you could go hell for leather more with your sort of LEWK. Mm-hmm. But then on the second one, I personally love aprons because you can put anything else underneath them.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what? I really loved aprons. Like, I don't know what it is in the past. I think that's that as well. It's that you can take, I feel like in this, and especially in drag, you want to be able to like double up on your looks. So to be able to take off, and I feel, and as we talk about mashup, like to take off and to put something else over it.
I love stuff like that you can use a few ways, but also like you love wearing gloves, so I thought that you could get something in there.
Yeah, that's very true.
The idea of the last ones when you were like selling me like a dynasty shoulder and tulle, I was like,
I mean, winner chicken dynasty.
And I think you could also make it more mismatched. It looks like you've got bows all the way down the sleeves. Like those
yes, I really want. I feel. I don't know why I associate you with bows. I just want to tie you up in a bow, darling. I
do love that idea of like having like a voluminous sleeve that then gets gathered and like has this sort of like putting, and also like there could be the option of maybe putting like net inside net to like fill it out, you know, so that it's not just at the end. I mean, we could. What about even incorporating the cuff there to there?
as well. That could also be an option.
Yeah, that could be good.
I mean, I'm a cuff addict.
I mean, I love that. I love that kind of like flared out cuff. I think that looks really fab.
Like, because in drag at the minute, I feel like there's such a high elevation on it that you can't be anything else but an 11 out of a 10. Otherwise, your content doesn't get liked. Your content, you know, it's not shareable for people. And I feel like that really happens in the fashion world as well. Like, it's something that's always happened is like massive criticism.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's definitely like the objective is to try and get to this idea of something that's really like considered to the point where it's like, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But that's not how I feel about the world or about design or about any of those things. Like, I don't care about being perfect or perfect. Like, even like when we were backstage, like, I'd catch somebody like trying to steam all of the shirts and I'd be like, they're creased, it's a fucking white shirt. Like, who woman do you know that irons their shirt? Like, it's not the type of person, like, get over it.
Yeah.
I just don't care about those things. It needs to be real. I like when people are just real. I don't really need like bing.
Sometimes I want to be a bit crap.
I think the difficulty is that we're all existing in like the online sphere at the moment, right? So like you're getting everyone's highlight reel on Instagram. It's everyone looking their best. And like for me, when drag is its most exciting when it is messy, disgusting, like half sweated off. But obviously we can't, no one's got the opportunity to experience it like that at the moment.
Whenever you were starting your fashion career, who was your mentor? I mean, you're being my mentor here on this moment right now, but who was your mentor whenever you were first starting out?
Like, you get to London because, like, you know that you can't live wherever the hell you live. Like, I'm from the Middle East. Like, you get to London for a reason, and you've got like a fire in your belly. And then I met all people when I was at St. Martin's, and then I met like fashion people, and then I met all of the gorgeous like queer community drag people. I was like, these my people. And then it becomes that, like, you know, like there's all your like mates are going to tell you all the time whether or not like what you're doing looks good or doesn't look good, or like what the energy is, vibe is. Like, you give anybody a drink in East London, they will tell you everything that they think about you.
Oh, trust me, I know. I would like.
You know,
like the amount of times you like doing out and someone phone the next day and be like, and they'll wait till the next day and they'll be like, do you know that your eyelash was hanging off all night? And I'm like, well, thank you very much for letting me know, like there in the space.
If you are going into the fashion industry and you're looking for validation, it's dangerous because you need to learn how to know that you're good yourself. You need to know how to critique yourself. So before you can take everybody else's bullshit, because everybody will tell you. And I think doing public facing work like that, being a designer, people tell you all the time what they think about your stuff, or whether you did it right, or whether you did it wrong. Like, I don't actually give a shit if you think. But I think you have to remember that the work that you're making lasts a long time. Like, people will look at what you're both doing for a long time. You know, like, people will feel differently about it over time. And I feel like when I was doing work then, like, people definitely were like, oh, what is this? You know, like, we're into minimalism in fashion right now. And, you know, like, I just became really aware that lots of the people that were giving me critique are not designers. They're not people who run their own business. They're not people who are brave enough to put their own name on stuff that they do.
Whenever you were picking your fabrics for your collections, how did you choose them?
Yeah. I studied textiles and then I studied fashion. So I think about the fabrics first almost. Like, I'm like, oh, what do I feel like, what's the mixture of stuff? And I like really know that like a clash of things is what I like. It's like there's an energy to that type of thing, so I'm not scared to use a lot of things. I'm definitely somebody that puts loads on and then I have to edit later.
How have you, Louise, dealt with your creativity in lockdown? How have you, I mean, obviously you're teaching, but how do you keep your spirits up whenever you're passing on the knowledge to the next generation?
I feel like I have to be the energy, like you have to come for it. But also, like, you know, creative people, the world is never easy. I know it feels hard now, but the world isn't easy if you're a creative person regardless. So it's like if you can find a way to make work during this time, then it's going to really help you during your life, I think. You know, like, some of the students are amazing, the stuff that they're managing to do within this time, you know.
Yeah. Does it reminisce or make you feel about how you were when you were a student, to like see people's passion? No.
Yeah. But also like how much the world has changed. Like you have to be so many different things now just to be a student, you know, like now it's like, okay, you've got to like be in your class, like know everybody, I don't know, like do a group tutorial all the time. Like that is stressful. The thing that happens with Instagram, it's like anything, like those that rise to the top, they just become the sort of like the thing that people, and then we are always the sort of people that enjoy the periphery or what's happening, the noisy things which are on the outside, and that will never not be interesting. So even though you don't, I don't know, like I feel like people talk about followers and like all those things a lot, but at the same time, like how people feel about you and your work doesn't necessarily reflect in how other people in the world feel about it.
Yeah. Well, thank you both so much. I'm really excited about this project. So the next time we'll see is whenever I have an actual, there'll be a look. The next time we see each other, Milk Shandy will be in the look. We will have actual physical gourmand.
You both look so gorgeous. So fun. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Honestly, it's such a pleasure speaking to you, Louise, and to you, Milk Shandy. You look amazing. Look, I made a little matching.
Aw, thank you, Mama. With this hair.
Oh my God, amazing! The hair. Is that new hair?
Yeah, it's just a wig that I was meaning to like cut it and get. I didn't have a chance to style the wig, unfortunately, but I think it looks okay.
How you doing?
Yeah, good. How are you, Angel?
I'm good. When's it over?
Right. This look is very all or nothing, isn't it?
Amazing, Emma. How are you?
I'm good. I love it. I'm like, we were just saying I should be on the top of a gay Christmas tree or something.
You look like a gay angel.
Like every time before you leave the house, you should look in the mirror and add at least 3 more things.
3 more things. Love it.
Just like you're a tree, babe. Branches. You've got branches. Hang on me. So the front is like large gingham, and then the back is like a smaller gingham to like give dimension. Oh, we've got the back as well, and we just love everything on the sleeve. The little collar thing's detachable, so she can wear it. She can bin it or she can wear it.
It looks amazing, and I love the crown. Did you make the crown as well?
Yeah, it is like old loofahs, flowers, like a bit old teddy bear. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and I kind of like that everything's not adjacent. Do you know what I mean? Like the ribbons aren't on the same place. You know, in drag, everyone tries to make everything asymmetrical. Like your face has to be like with makeup and stuff. And it's like, for me, it's not really about that. I like things that are a bit off.
How's it fitting?
Even though I knocked a couple of inches off of every measurement that I gave you, it is fitting well.
Did you? Were you one of those people?
But luckily, it's the kind of garment that would fit, you know, even if the measurements weren't too accurate. So
yeah. Have you got somewhere that you can go DJ now?
No, I've got a dentist appointment in an hour. That's my excitement for the day.
Do you actually?
Yeah, I'm gonna go like this, I thought.
She's got the LEWK.
Amazing.
All right, well, thank you so much again, and lots of love. Hopefully we'll see you all very soon.
Bye, darlings. Lots of love.
Bye, love. Bye, loves. Bye, 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 bye.